I'll go over just a little bit more in depth about Clayton. So Pinner, and you can always step in if you want to, okay? Pinner has or had leukemia, but he had a very rare, I guess condition. Is that right? The right word for it? Mm-hmm. So a really rare condition where only 2% of leukemia cases is what he had to face. They had some really cool and smart doctors along the way that helped save Clayton, and also I think they're using that medicine and all that stuff now to treat people. So not only is he here and alive, but what he went through is saving other kids around the world. So I think that's pretty cool. So you went through bone marrow transplant, right?
2 of them.
Yep, 2 of them. One from mom, and then cancer came back, and then one from dad. How long are you cancer free now?
Yeah, so it was late 2020, I think it was, when he was, I guess, he got into remission, completely cancer free. And kind of add what you're saying, he had 2 bone marrow transplants, but he also had 2 CAR T therapies. So basically what that is, so anytime you get sick, you know, your cells and your body's, it's fighting stuff 24/7. Okay, like right now, as you're sitting there, it's fighting all things that get you sick. And basically, it's called CAR T. Well, there's T cells in your body, and the T cells is kind of what fights the battles, okay, to keep you from getting sick. And essentially, the T cells did not recognize the cancer cells, so they didn't know what to fight off. It's kind of cool how it all worked, but basically he hooked him up to the machine, his blood goes through the machine, it pulls the T cells out, they put them in this package, they literally ship them off, okay, it's like another state. And then, I call it, they put it through boot camp, okay, so the T cells are kind of taught, if you will, how to recognize cancer cells and how to know how to fight the cancer cells. They didn't know how to do it, they didn't know how to recognize it. So then he goes back, he's hooked to the same machine, and those cells or blood gets put back into his body. And so he had to go through that twice. And that particular process wasn't one of the most difficult things. The bone marrow transplant was pretty tough because it took, like you said, the first time the mom was the transplant. So she donated bone marrow or blood, and then they took that out of her and put it into him. And then that didn't quite, like he almost got in remission, and then it started coming back. So then we had to do the same process over again, chemo, CAR T, and then bone marrow transplant again. This time I was the donor. So now his blood type has changed 3 times. His mom's, and now mine, which is kind of a cool thing about it. So that's pretty much in a nutshell what got him in remission. So
Remarkable. All right, so you guys have any questions?
He's been in remission now 3.5 years.
3.5
Since
years.
3 years has passed, what, August 11th? Something?
Yes.
Something?
Yeah.
So 3.5 years now.
Y'all got any questions? Anything at all? Anybody? No?
The thing I want y'all to realize about cancer, I mean, y'all may have family members, you know, that might have fought cancer before, but it's a roller coaster. You get good news, you get bad news. You get good news, you get bad news. And it's, especially as a parent, you know, it's tough because you don't know when the bad news is gonna come. You're living on a high, you know, and all of a sudden you get bad news, and you got to figure out, you know, what to do. Of course, y'all probably just like me. Y'all didn't have to do what the doctors were telling us. All we knew is that it was bad, and all we could do was be there for him. So
All right, so we know he had cancer twice, survived it, and then he decides to tell mom and dad, I want to start playing baseball. I think you played out in Haywood County, right? For rec ball. And then you guys tried out for me. So, I was trying to find a video of him on the laptop just a minute ago. So I'll tell you guys my favorite memory of coaching Clayton. There's a lot of memories, and he's that guy that's a team player. Like, you'll have kids, especially his age, and especially your guys' age, where you're going to hit a ground ball and you're going to move a runner over, but you're going to be mad at yourself that you grounded out, which is stupid. This guy will ground down on the right side and move a runner over, and you better not give him a high five because you're finna have a broken hand. Like, he is that pumped that he did his job. Like, in that situation, for example, he hits a ground ball and he gets out first, but he moves his runner over to third, his high five's dangerous. Like, he's coming in hot and he's gonna slap the crap out of your hand. Because he's pumped, man. He knows, like, that's that guy. So my favorite memory of Clayton just happened to be a game where we were facing a team that beat us a while back, and we had worked really hard to getting better. And one of the parents decided to mic me up. So I had a mic on me, and he filmed me the whole game. Well, there's an inning. We were cruising through the game. We were probably up, I don't know, 2 or 3 runs at the moment. And so I gave signs, and Clayton was my catcher. And Pinner's sitting back there, he's catching, and all of a sudden I was like, well, he didn't even look at me to get a sign. And I noticed, like, when he was down, he would go like this, and he would look at the batter and see what he was doing, and he noticed that the guy was off the plate a little bit. And he completely took me out of the ball game and started calling his own game. And we ended up striking that kid out, striking out the next kid, and came back to the dugout. And I remember going over to David and to some of our other parents, and I was like, he just took me out of the ball game. Like, I've never had an 11 or 12-year-old kid take me out of the ball game before. And my point on that right there is, you guys need to take ownership of what you guys are doing out on the field. So, for example, if Drake makes the error in center field and you can tell that I'm aggravated with it because me and Drake are fitting to have a conversation, I hope one of you guys as a teammate cuts me off and has a conversation with him. Take me and Coach Dixon out of the ballgame. I want you guys to learn the mental stuff. I want you guys to be able to hold each other accountable for it, and I want you guys to learn. Right? We see a guy off the plate, you're catching, man, this guy's off the plate, Coach Q, maybe we should throw an inside fastball. Maybe we should paint the outside. That's what this guy did to me. It's one of my favorite memories. And his dad was really worried that Clay was going to get in trouble. It was pretty funny. So anyways, we got some questions right here to kind of help you guys out. Just understanding just who Clayton is, because he's more than just a kid that survived cancer. If you guys have any questions, seriously, I want you guys to ask away. Clayton, Mr. David will be able to answer anything. So we kind of made a list. David did, and I have a little input on it. So I'm gonna ask you a couple questions. You good with that? What baseball team plays at Wrigley Field? You guys are losers. Losers. We had a trivia question the other day, and that was the question.
White team.
Oh, that was the white team.
White
They struggled. They struggled with that question. Can you believe that? Who plays at Fenway? Yeah.
It took about as long as we did.
No, it took longer. You guys are way longer. Way longer.
But we got the Israeli soccer question right, if that counts for anything.
Yeah, the Miami one?
We did.
Yeah, the Miami one, right, Drake? Oh, goodness. All right, so got a couple questions for you, Pinner. What do you like about baseball? Like, what's the most enjoyable thing about baseball? Why do you like it?
Like if it's like in the time and like last inning and like
That's what you like most about it? I wouldn't want to be on the spot. Did y'all hear his answer?
The crazy part about it, he's been in that spot several times.
Yeah. Let that sink in for a minute. Like, this dude wants to be pressured. That's that guy right there. All right. What is your favorite two positions to play?
Center field and catcher.
Center field and catcher. So, interesting fact about him catching. We were up in the ball game, like big time, and he came over to me. He goes, "Coach, can I catch? Coach, can I catch?" And I was like, "I don't know, man." Another inning goes by. "Coach, can I catch?" And I was like, "Yeah, go ahead and go catch." And after that game, I told him that he just took away the starting catching position. I've never seen him catch before. We hardly let him catch in practice, but he showed out. Remember that? I do too. What food do you eat the most while you're in the hospital?
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti? Were you ever sad or mad because you had cancer and being in the hospital?
Sometimes, because if I were to go outside, I couldn't stay at home because of germs, or I'll get tired. No, not really though. I just knew I'd be able to, if I kept fighting, I'd be able to get out and play.
Y'all hear that?
And say, I wanna add to that, you know, as a kid, you know, at that time, we're talking, you know, 3 or 4 years ago, doesn't understand, you know, that you can't go out. This is before COVID. You know, he can't go out and do the things that he used to be able to do as a kid. And you're in a hospital, and if you do go out, even before COVID, you had to put a mask on. Or wash his hands like 4 or 5 times, you know, before he ate anything, and because his immune system, what chemo does, it basically wipes out your immune system. So the smallest little thing can get him like really, really sick. You know, just a simple runny nose that we get could cause him to get majorly sick. So the care that we had to take during all that was just crazy because he just couldn't go out. And then if he did, he got so tired, you know, it didn't last very long. 10 minutes sometimes.
All right. What are some things that you did to give you motivation to stay positive?
Sometimes me and him, we threw, like, in the hospital, some,
Through baseball.
just stuff like that.
So I had said, under that video I showed you,
I just showed Dixon that while we were downstairs.
so we stayed in 3 different places while he was sick. We weren't in the hospital. One place we stayed at was called Target House. And then the other one was Ron McDonald House too. So I don't know if y'all are familiar with Ron McDonald House, and you go to McDonald's, you see the little thing on the side of the chain or whatever. It supports these kids. Well, he got to stay in one of those houses. But anyway, when we were at Target House, he couldn't get out very much because of germs and whatnot. And at that time, he had a feeding tube. It went up his nose and went down to his belly. That's how he got a lot of the medicine, because it was not very much eating at all. You know, he didn't have much of an appetite. He did. It was only like one food, and it wouldn't take much to make him sick and throw up. So, especially if he tastes something weird. So a lot of times he got medicine through his tube, and it just went in his tube and went down to his belly. So I've literally got videos, and he and I spent like from here to that chair, you know, throwing a ball, and he's got this feet tube in his nose. You know, and of course he was a lot smaller than him, and you know,
that. How did baseball or any sport help you stay positive?
Well, like I said earlier, if I kept fighting, I'd probably be able to do it.
Be able to play later on. All right. So now that you beat cancer and you're cancer free, have you had situations come up that felt impossible to beat?
Not really, because really anything, I believe if I put my mind to it, I could do it. So anything.
Who or what and who's your support system? Off the field and now on the field.
My family, coaches, teammates, God.
Good stuff. Where do you get all your confidence and courage from? Just and I got a side note on this question. As your previous coach, I've never seen you approach a baseball situation and show any fear. I've never seen you shy away from the moment or nothing ever phased him. Like, nothing. This dude literally just told us he wanted to be in a ball game up to bat with the game on the line 4-4 tie. So anyway, so the question is, where do you get all your confidence and courage from?
My family, God, a lot of God. Sometimes I say a little prayer in the batter's box and he takes my hurts away.
What are your goals for this upcoming season, this baseball season?
I like being a starting catcher and I want to hit a home run.
That's what I'm talking about.
Heck yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. How important is it being a good teammate?
Very important because if you put down another teammate, it'll make them feel bad. And then if they're like at the game, like if it's tied at the last inning, they'll feel bad and then they won't pay there.
Cool. Okay, I'm glad you said that. So, talk me through. Let's say hypothetically, you're in a baseball game, bases loaded, you're on third base, down by 1 run. The end of the game, your teammate is up to bat. He strikes out and you guys lose. What's your approach to your teammate? Like, what are you gonna tell him?
So it's okay. It's not that big of a deal. It's not like you're in the MLB or college. You still have a lot more games to play if you want to.
So, no bad mouthing, no talking bad. Right. Let's talk about teammates that you do have on your team that may be negative in certain situations. How would you talk to them? Like if they start bad mouthing another teammate, like what would you do?
I tell don't talk bad to people because, well, like I'd say don't talk bad to people because it's okay. It doesn't matter that much.
Right. So, reason why I asked them a couple of those questions, look, I literally had the privilege to coach this kid. And this is no joke, like this is no lie. Like I'm not saying anything, like this is no exaggeration. Like this guy's a dog, like he's a dog. It doesn't matter how big a kid is, it doesn't matter. He's got a kid on his team that pitches and he catches, and the kid's about 6'1". How tall is he? Ben. About 6 foot. He's probably the size of his dad. He's 12 years old. Matter of fact, he's actually 11. He's not 12 yet. And he's popping the ball up to this kid. Like, there's zero fear in this guy. Like, and the reason why is because in that moment, like once that moment's over, it's over, right? You can't control. As soon as you strike out, or as soon as you ground out, or as soon as you hit the home run, like you can't change what just happened, right? that make sense? So this guy just, that's what he does. Like, I've never seen him negative out on the baseball field. Does he get mad at himself when he does something wrong? Absolutely. Who doesn't, right? But he doesn't let it carry over. He's got like a little 3-second window that he uses, that he goes, and that's it. Right? Like, he doesn't, if he strikes out in a key situation, he doesn't come back on the dugout and not give people high fives. My kids are high five, like, we're gonna high five each other. You struck out, who cares? A lot of baseball life ahead of us, right? Trying to go over. So my first question that I wrote to him was the one about, now that you beat cancer, have you faced any situations that felt impossible to beat? Like, you felt like you couldn't do it? I don't know if you guys remember the answer, but he said no. If he sets his mind to it, he can do whatever he wants, right? Can you guys, like, literally, especially you seniors, rewind back to when you guys were 10, 11 years old? Just do that for me real fast. Just think of a memory when you were that age. It doesn't have to be a baseball memory. Just go ahead, everybody put themselves back in that age. Something happened between then and now where you guys lost that mindset. Like, we all have. I have. At times. Right? I had to be reminded that anything is possible. So you guys got to remember that anything is possible. Like, we're not defeated. We're never going to be defeated. Right? So Dixon talked to me about problems in the years past with kids getting up there and throwing really hard. And you guys, or not you guys, but previous teams that he's coached. Some of you guys have been on the teams. Get in the dugout and go, man, he's throwing too hard. He's throwing too hard. We can't hit that. You ever think like that? Why? You already beat. You already gave up. That whole, hey, anything's possible. Like, I'm never scared of any situation I go in. Nothing is impossible. That's what I'm eating. Anything's possible. We could face a guy throwing 90 this year, and we could tee off on him all day long. Right? It's a mindset. It's this thing up here. It's that little noodle you guys got. You guys got any questions for Clayton? Anything about playing baseball? Anything about his cancer? Anything like that?
I got a question, but it's kind of like unrelated. Who's your favorite baseball player? MLB.
Fernando Tatis Jr.
Who's your, yeah, go ahead, Mason.
What about your favorite MLB team?
Probably the Braves or the Cardinals.
Jose, you got a question? Nothing? Cole?
Go ask a question.
I'm still trying to think of one. I got another. Who's your favorite catcher of all time in MLB?
Yeah, you're.
You can tell he's from the South.
What's wrong?
You got any questions for them? No? Nothing? Ask them what their record was last year.
What's your record?
6 and 22. Hey, I'll put it this way. I'm a freshman this year, and I haven't won a baseball game since I was 12 until the summer. Since I was 11, not 12.
I agree with you, Zach.
You haven't what?
Haven't won a baseball game since I was 11
Mm.
until the summer we were playing.
So I got a question. So we talk about our approach to baseball games and kind of baseball in general. So before games, kind of what do you think about, kind of what's your approach to like a game y'all play?
I'm just like confident, and I think if it's like a really, really good team, I say like in my head, hey, or to my teammates, like they might be good, but if we're focused, we can play with them. Like,
I love that. I love that. We talk about a lot of confidence and stuff like that. So That's awesome to hear. Anybody else have anything?
Go ahead, Cole.
Stuff we talked about?
Who's like your overall role model? Like you just look up to?
Really good question, Cole.
I don't know.
Good role model, I think.
What you got, Max?
Is there any struggles you still go through now?
You talking like medically or just in general?
Not medically, but not really. It's like
It's not really on. Anybody else? Go ahead if you want to say something.
The thing that I would like to see y'all as a team take from this is, you know, you're playing a game of baseball, okay? It's simple, you know, right? It's simple, but then again, it's complicated. My father-in-law says it's how's it go?
The simplest, most complicated sport there is.
Yeah, and all you gotta do is take a round bat and hit a round ball, make it go the opposite direction that it went. And then if you're on defense, all you gotta do is catch it and throw it, right? Okay? But then again, it gets so complicated, because you got so many different situations. There's all these situations that you're gonna be facing. And I'm sure Coach is gonna go over all those with you, you know, and there's, what, millions, probably?
Millions and millions.
So you're gonna be faced with all these situations, and, you know, it's the game of baseball. You make a mistake, take your 3 seconds, 5 seconds, whatever, and then move on. Because guess what? You can't change that, but you know what you did wrong in that mistake, and let's try not to make it again. Okay, you went 6-22 last year, okay? Are y'all gonna go undefeated this year? Probably not. It's baseball. But guess what? What he did, going through everything, what blew my mind as his dad, was he kept that positive attitude no matter what. And he was fighting cancer. Like, he was fighting cancer that was so rare that, you know, a lot of adults don't even fight it, the ones that they're going through. So, take the situation, you learn from it, move forward, and just learn from your mistakes, you know, and you will get beyond that, okay? And, you know, if you can take kids like him, because there's 100-something kids in St. Jude right now fighting the same battle that he had to fight. But here y'all are, you know, y'all get to be out there on the baseball field, and you don't know what the next day is gonna bring. You don't know what the next pitch is gonna bring. Okay, so worry about that moment that you're in right there, because that's the only moment that matters. Okay, and give it your best, and that's what he did. I didn't teach him to do that. You know, I didn't say go out there and give it your best. He did it all on his own. You know, and are you going to fail? Yes, you're going to fail. But learn from it, push past it, and keep going. You'll be fine. You know, you'll be okay. And just think positive. And the biggest thing is be encouraging and supportive of each other. Because y'all are family. His support system, you know, was his family. You know, we were there to encourage him. And y'all gotta be there to encourage each other. Okay? It's a team sport. Okay? Everybody's got a job to do. Everybody's got to do. Everybody does it to the best of their ability. You'll be fine.
Y'all got anything, any questions? Go ahead, Cole.
When was the time that you like figured out baseball is what I want to do? That's my thing. I love it.
when I got on his team.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, he also plays basketball. What else you do?
That's all.
Just basketball and baseball?
Ain't got into football yet.
We're gonna leave that alone.
Yeah. Stick with fishing.
Oh, last one. Can you send one of the coaches the schedules of like whenever y'all play?
Absolutely,
I'd love to come to the game.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As long as
absolutely.
make it a team trip.
That'd be good. That'd be awesome. They gotta be loud though.
Oh,
we
yeah.
should go there.
Hey, that's what we're good at. All right, that's what we're good at.
They've always been good at being loud.
Coach, did you have something for Pinner?
Yeah, seniors, there's a maroon hat in that box. Seniors, we're gonna present y'all with a West Carrol baseball hat. Yeah.
This is our recruiting tactic.
We'd like to, yeah, you can give them a schedule too. We'd like to present y'all, Clayton with a hat and a schedule, postal schedules for us, and we appreciate y'all coming, and talking with us. It means a lot to our guys, cause we're trying to build this thing up. It's kind of been, low for a while, and, these guys are really working extra hard to do it, and his confidence, his push to be great is something that we really can learn from and take in, and I really appreciate y'all for making time to do that for us. And I hope you guys, like I said, we kind of went away from baseball and just being successful in life, period. And getting that fight and that drive to compete and to be the best that you can be. To hear it come out of his mouth, man, was absolutely awesome. Because how many of y'all kind of shy away from that spotlight because you're not used to having that success, you're not used to having that winning mentality? And he said it right there, I want it. And we all get that mentality, man, and we're gonna do great things here. And he's just showing you at all. He threw a hat on the ground, I don't know how we feel about that. No, I'm just kidding. But I hope y'all really, like I said, that drive and that to see out of him and what he's went through and to still play and do what he loves, man, I absolutely love it. And I think it's an awesome story, and I really do appreciate y'all, and it means a lot to us. So thank y'all for all that.
I'll say one last thing. He has a Bible verse on his ankle guard. He had one custom made, and it was Philippians 4:13. This is all him, is what he did. You remember what that says?
I can do all things through Christ, who strengthens me.
I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That means you come go out there and hit home runs every single time. What that means is you cannot, any situation that you face, whether it's in baseball or just in life, you can face that situation. You're not alone, okay? And Christ is right there with you, okay? And you got him beside you, you can face it, okay? So, anyway, just keep that in mind if you want, and share that.
That's good stuff. So, we're going to dismiss here in just a minute, but I really want you guys to really think about this. Just really think about everything that we kind of went over. I want you guys to process this tonight. Talk to each other about it. Like, you guys make some phone call, text about his situation. I want you guys to keep this fresh on your mind about how a kid, he could have simply just been like, you know what, this is a lot and I just don't want to fight no more. He could have done that. Chose not to. Right? So I want you guys to keep this fresh. Have talks with each other about it. Have talks beyond just Pinner's situation. Go into your guys' own personal life and situations. You guys are a family. Like, you guys are gonna look back in 20 years and go, man, my senior year at West Carrol, we absolutely did something. Or my junior year in 2024, we did something. Like, I want you guys to start looking at stuff like that. Think about the positive stuff that could come from this, and just never be negative. Like, it was just, I had a situation that happened a couple weeks ago, and I had a gentleman text me, plenty of text messages. He wanted me to respond, and I never did, and he got upset that I never responded to him. I just simply told him, like, dude, I don't waste any energy on negativity. I have no time for negativity. Just don't. If I'm gonna spend energy on anything, it's gonna be positive stuff. Coach Dixon is probably gonna have my back when I say this, but at the end of the day, I'm more worried about you guys as men. I'm more worried about you guys as husbands one day. I'm more worried about you guys being good and great fathers one day. If we go 6-22 again this year, I'd be absolutely content with that, as long as I knew that you guys grew as men and we learned life lessons. Winning's not everything, right? Like, it's just not. I used to tell these guys when I coached them that if we win this ball game, I get to go back to work on Monday. Like, nothing comes from it for me. Like, I don't get a raise. I don't get a promotion. I don't get anything for winning baseball games. Coach Dixon's a little different, but anyways, the thing about it is, what I want is to see you guys be successful in life. All right, that's it. That's all I want. So from this moment going forward, negative stuff is done. We ground out, we throw a helmet down, we're in BP, we're out there on the field the next couple weeks, and we're just not finding the ball with the barrel, and you guys start having bad attitudes. We're running polls. We're gonna tighten this thing up. We're gonna win some baseball games. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna grow. All right. So with that,
We're gonna get a group picture.
yeah, I want to get a group picture with y'all before you take
We're
off.
gonna get a group picture with them, y'all know how to do it.